My wife had a mental breakdown when I left her alone with the kids. 5 days ago, my wife, 25F, gave birth to our second child, our daughter, and then our son, 3M, came home 2 days later. For the past 5 days, I, 25M, have put myself on baby duty every night and giving my wife a full night's sleep as well as getting the kids up and ready for the day. Yesterday morning, I had gotten the kids ready to go out after pulling another all-nighter. I don't mind it as it gives me someone on one time with baby girl and gives me a chance to get my run back with Rad on, as well as gave my wife the chance to get herself ready at her own pace as she's still recovering. She's doing amazing but started to feel bad about me not getting any sleep. I told her it's okay and I'm fine with it, but last night, before I put our son to bed, I asked my wife if she could watch the kids for a moment while I went to the bathroom. When I came back, she had obviously been crying. I immediately went into panic mode, but she calmed me down, explaining that her minty bee moment was caused by her feeling like she wasn't doing enough and that she felt horrible that I was choosing to stay with our daughter rather than getting any sleep. I understood her, and she sent me to bed when she woke up this morning after I got a night of intermittent sleep. I know I shouldn't feel like an AH, but I always overthink and, as a dad, I never feel like I'm doing enough or what I do compares to what my wife does. She's amazing and just went through childbirth, and I just want to give her the time she needs to recover. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Let me make sure I have this straight. This thread is about both parents feeling like jerks because they feel like they aren't doing enough to help the other parent rest? This has to be a humble brag, right? Nah, and let your wife know not to worry. She did the heavy lifting the last trimester, really the whole pregnancy, and that you are happy to carry the load a bit until you can't, and by then she should be rested enough that you two can walk forward together. OP. A bit of both, but I truly do feel like I need to be doing more. I want to prove that not every man is doing just the bare minimum and that I can take care of our kids and be trusted just as much as mothers are by default. Update 1. 4 days later to SOA, a lot of people saw my last post. I mean a lot, and too many people commented to get to every comment and respond. I apologize for that, and I thank you all for the supportive words. I do not, however, appreciate any slander towards my wife. For a little context, I felt like TA because I made my wife cry while leaving her with the kids, regardless of her telling me that it was A, only for a trip to the bathroom, and B, necessary for me to sleep in our own bed. Secondly, I currently have 6 weeks off of work for child bonding, so work is no sweat as of now. Thirdly, whomever commented that we should take shifts, you all get cookies. We discussed taking shifts starting tonight with me, taking the night early mornings. And finally, there is a whole host of backstory on why we're both a bit emotional. This is our second child, but our third pregnancy. Nif, our daughter, is our rainbow baby who we thought we wouldn't have. Not just for the reason mentioned, but we nearly divorced 2 years prior in a particularly nasty way. A commenter found one of my previous posts and asked why I stayed with her. For context, almost 2 years ago, we were drinking at a friend's birthday party and some very hurtful things were said that couldn't be taken back. Even after sobering up, I was too hurt to move on and I told her I wanted to divorce. We both knew it was because alcohol was the problem, and she swore she would get help. The idea that we needed CC and IC was also thrown in. We both uncovered problems that needed resolving. Long story short, we focused on fixing the problems in ourselves and our marriage and started breaking generational cycles. Unfortunately, a lot of roadblocks came our way during our healing. My good friend of 10+ years cut me off for choosing to give my wife another chance. Her mom got arrested. We moved into a smaller house. Another friend tried to break us up. My father passed away. I could go on, but you get the point. Fast forward to October 2023. We are in such a spot that we have both been sober since that party, and we were more in love with each other than ever, and we talked about a second baby. We find out that she's pregnant mid-October and start planning a reveal for Thanksgiving for the family. Then, a few days after Halloween, she miscarries. This is where the feeling of not doing enough comes in. I am at work, 35 miles away, when she needs to go to the hospital, and the person who she thought was her best friend, for 8-ish years, chooses not to go with her. So she had to go by herself on top of trying to wrangle and stay strong for a rambunctious toddler. I felt horrible, and even with therapy, I haven't really been able to move on from that. So when she got pregnant with our daughter, I did every little thing for her with gusto, obviously leading up to and exceeding past birth, evolving into a mantra of, I will be the best husband and father I can humanly be, which leads to another common comment I've been seeing, her minty bee moment. We both have a dark sense of humor and make light of our pain before helping each other through a problem. So her saying that she had a minty bee was just breaking the ice of her problem, leading to the related problem some people seem to have. A little bit of crying is not a mental breakdown. You have no right to say someone is or isn't going through something, regardless of circumstance, and B, I downplay because privacy. But I guess I need to say that while I went to the bathroom, and our son was in his room and our newborn was fast asleep, my wife sobbed at her hands and knees fearing that she might fall down that path again, and I was only taking on so much responsibility because she's afraid I'm only preparing to take them in case she does spiral. When someone posts something a bit vague, It's not necessarily for ulterior motives. This post was made to answer any questions people had regarding the other one and to give background on our marriage, so I may not update again. I do sincerely thank everyone who was kind in the comments, especially all the moms who mentioned the 5 days thing. It gave my wife a laugh and some relief. Additional information from OP based on the friendship with that good friend of 10 plus years. OP. Upon reflection and consulting with my therapist, we believe the friend that cut me off was trying to get me to leave my wife for her. That's what the friend who was trying to break us up was trying to do as well. My wife usually is a great judge of character, and she has a very big heart, and she really has come a long way. I didn't want to have to put all her growth in the post, but I can rattle some stuff off. She went to AA. She learned how to drive. She started setting boundaries with friends and family. She was the one who ended the friendship with her ex-BF, just to name a few accomplishments. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Sending you both so much love. It sounds like you've been through the ringer, but you are hanging in there. Stay strong. You're doing great. OP. It's been a rough year. Yeah, but we're making it through. Thank you for the kind words. Commenter 2. Hey OP, thanks for the update. I'm so glad you managed to have a conversation with her about this. You're a good husband and father, and she will appreciate all the support you're giving her. I'm glad the 5 days suggestion made her laugh. That's just what you need to do. Keep joking with her if that's what she enjoys. Just continue to be there to support her. And make sure you look after yourself as best you can. Stay strong. You're doing a fab job. You'll both be okay. OP. Something she told me was, you don't get an achievement for getting X amount of sleep. All I can say is therapy has done wonders.